The winner of multiple 2007 Game of the Year awards is finally returned in the highly anticipated Mass Effect 2. The question is, does it live up to the hype? When we last left Commander Shepard and the Normandy crew, they had defeated Saren and the Reaper ship Sovereign, successfully saving the galaxy from total annihilation.
Shepard did everything right. More than we could have hoped for.
We returned to the crew months after the events of the first game. Gather on the run, and the galaxy seems to have calmed down quite a bit. That is until the Normandy is attacked while searching for the remaining Geth.
Brace for evasive maneuvers!
Although Shepard manages to save the crew, he isn't so lucky himself, and is declared dead by the Alliance. Two years later, Shepard awakes to see he has been rebuilt by the pro-human extremist group known as Cerebus. A new enemy has emerged, and the fate of humanity is once again in his hands. The Commander, however, cannot save the galaxy alone, and therefore needs a team of elite soldiers to stand at his side aboard the newly rebuilt Normandy. Much of Mass Effect 2 revolves around finding this group of soldiers and recruiting them to your squad. Because these soldiers are scattered all across the galaxy, the missions are much more varied than those of its predecessor. Most of Mass Effect 1 involved poorly controlled vehicle missions, which left the player disconnected from the action. This time around, however, the vehicles have been completely sidelined in lieu of a purely third-person shooter experience, which will certainly be a welcome change to all but a few vehicle-loving players. The on-foot gameplay has also been refined quite a lot. The cover system has been redesigned to something reminiscent of Gears of War, and the overheating weapon system has been replaced with a more traditional ammo-based system. You are also now allowed to map 3 of your character's powers to the shoulder and Y buttons, as well as 1 power from each of your 2 squad mates to the left and right directions on the D-pad. These changes work to speed up combat, negating the need to frequently stop the action to choose powers, which was one of the major complaints from Mass Effect 1. The RPG elements have also been reworked, which in many respects will be the most controversial set of changes. Weapon choices, which were both abundant and varied throughout Mass Effect 1, have been cut down to just about 20 or so different weapons. And although you can now customize your armor with multiple colors and individual pieces, many diehard RPG fans will be disappointed by the removal of a stat-based weapon and armor system, which has been scrapped in return for weapon and armor upgrades, which can be found or purchased at stores across the galaxy. These changes, however, don't truly detract from how fun the game is, and in fact, make the game much more accessible to those who typically don't venture outside of the shooter realm. Graphically, Mass Effect 2 is one of the best looking titles available for the Xbox 360. Character models look even more realistic than they did in the first, and the amount of detail in the worlds you visit is astonishing. The biggest improvement would have to go to the photorealistic lighting, shadows, and particle effects, which have all seen a major upgrade since Mass Effect 1. Load times, which were a major hitch in the last game, have also been significantly reduced. However, because of these visual upgrades, the game now spans across 2 discs, and unfortunately, the Xbox 360 will only allow you to install the first disc to your hard drive, which is a shame since load times are reduced even further and in many cases eliminated completely after installation. Like the first game, Mass Effect 2's strongest asset is its presentation. The voice acting is top-notch, to say the least, and the storytelling is beyond any game I've ever seen before. I don't believe that any other game has invoked such an emotional response from the player. Throughout the game, the player will feel fear, love, hate, joy, and even laughter on several occasions.
You're working too hard.
Because of this emotion, you will most likely weigh every decision on your plate, even if it's as insignificant as who your love interest will be.
I might do more than catch you, Kelly.
Now that's an enticing thought.
Every decision you make changes the course of the game, and because this is a trilogy, your decisions carry in from the first game and carry over to the third. Mass Effect 2 truly is the next generation of in-game storytelling, and every video game developer should be using this as the gold standard.
Sorry about that. I'm Jacob Taylor. I've been stationed here for...
Hostiles detected.
Damn it!
So the question remains, does Mass Effect 2 live up to the hype? That answer, my friends, is a resounding yes. Every minute of Mass Effect 2 will have you on the edge of your seat wanting more from credit roll to credit roll. BioWare has taken a game which was already one of the best and improves upon it in almost every way possible. And although some may not like the differences between it and its predecessor, Mass Effect 2 is without a shadow of a doubt a must-have on the PC or Xbox 360.
Model of a scientist Solarian. I've studied species Turian, Asari, and Batarian. I'm quite good at genetics as a subset of biology because I am an expert which I know as a tautology. My xenoscience studies range from urban to agrarian. I am the very model of a scientist Solarian.